Welcome back to The Hub, and a big hello to Katie. Thank you so much for joining us on the show tonight.
No worries.
Wearing red. I think yesterday was Wear Red Day. Depends where around the world you are, no? Because it does change, you know?
Yeah, it does. But you can wear it whatever day in
Exactly.
this week. It's fine.
I mean, it's the same all over the world. The fact that this month is World Dyslexia Awareness Month, and this week is World Dyslexia Awareness Week.
Yeah.
And it'll be great to start when you first realised that you had dyslexia and how it impacted you growing up.
Yeah, well, I was diagnosed with dyslexia in middle school. My mum realised some telltale signs. So if you don't know what dyslexia is, it's a learning difference that affects individuals with reading, with writing, with spelling. And so I realised I had dyslexia, and for me, I think my main struggle was when it came to GCSEs and A-levels, the exams, the essay-based exams. So luckily, though, the school, I was in Westside, supportive, and I was given a laptop because when I write, I kind of just write as I think and as I speak, so it just comes out everywhere. So the laptop was able to, during exams, like go back and add and just change. And I was also given rest breaks because as a dyslexic, some may have slow processing. So rest breaks is just that I would just read the question, flip the paper over, my time would pause, I would think about it, and then I would flip my paper back over, which helped me just to gather my thoughts and everything. So it was really good. And then I passed my levels and I went on to uni.
Congratulations.
Thank you. And I did primary education with QTS. And I studied, so teaching basically. And I did my dissertation on how teachers can support children with dyslexia to realise it's a superpower. So I based everything off, instead of focusing on the weaknesses and the struggles and the parts that are tricky with dyslexia, focused more on the superpowers. So what benefits and the positives that come with dyslexia. And yeah, it was really interesting. It was really cool.
So the dissertation on the superpower that is dyslexia, essentially. I mean, obviously, I'm not going to expect you to go through your whole dissertation right here live on the Hub, but tell us a little bit more about those superpowers and tell us about your individual superpower.
Well, there's lots. There's obviously thinking outside the box. Creativity, imagination. A lot of entrepreneurs as well are dyslexic. There's the guy who owns IKEA, very long name, don't know how to pronounce it. He is dyslexic, and it's like everyone's obsessed with like the furniture and the way it's like a Lego piece. And it's so interesting. It's such a cool way of thinking. They're amazing problem solvers, loads of different things. And me personally, I would say think outside the box. If my mom's like, oh, fit this furniture into the house, can we do this? I'm like, Mom, let's do it like this. So I kind of think a little bit extra, if you will. Yeah.
It's interesting that you mentioned IKEA and the way it's kind of situated, everything from place to place. So is that like a I don't know, dyslexic trait, would you say?
Well, I just think the creativity and the imagination and literally thinking outside the box and coming up with different ways that maybe people can access. I think that's in itself, you know, dyslexia, to be able to just do that, something incredible that someone else hasn't done before.
Yeah. Am I right in saying now, in terms of finding out that, I don't know, you have dyslexia, in terms of diagnosis, it seems to be, I don't know, a lot more common. It's kind of more help is being offered in school than maybe, I don't know, going back a couple of decades and beyond. Yeah,
100%. Now that, you know, we're more aware with dyslexia, I mean, this is what this week is about, and schools are more aware, children are more aware. And there's obviously, like, for example, this week there's a lot of events going on for educators and lots of different things to increase the awareness, right? And that in itself is great. It's super important that you know what to do.
Yeah.
And when in my dissertation, I wrote how important it is that teachers also use role models and show children that, yes, they can, you know, achieve amazing things even if they have dyslexia, which is so good.
We're just looking at some of the program of events. The bookmark competition on Friday, that last call. There's a parents' coffee morning at the King's Diner on Saturday morning. I know there's going to be a couple of speakers talking on Gibraltar today, live on Radio Gibraltar with Jonathan Scott tomorrow between 1 and 2. So yeah, a lot of stuff happening this week. At what age? I guess maybe this varies, but maybe some parents are tuned in thinking, at what age would you maybe know that someone is dyslexic?
Well, it's all down to your,
Yeah.
who you are and what you personally struggle in more. I struggle in spelling a lot. I love to read. I loved it. It was my favorite thing. So it doesn't have that telltale dyslexia sign that you don't want to read. But my spellings, for example, I would learn every single day my spellings for Friday. Friday came spellings. I would get like 9 out of 10, 10 out of 10. And then the next week I would have no idea what anything was. I couldn't spell it. And then that's when my mum was like, oh, okay, Katie, this isn't like, it's not, for kids to be in school, and this is not a normal thing to just totally forget. So that's why mum's like, let's get her assessed.
So I don't know if you, sorry you said this already, but what age did you find out that you had dyslexia?
In middle school.
In middle school.
In middle school.
So you would have been what, about 7, 8, 9 or so?
Yeah, 9, 10.
9, 10, something like that.
Yeah,
I forget what age you are in middle school. Yeah. And what was it that I don't know made your mum or?
I think it's my spelling. Obviously, there's within my actual writing, because I love to write, I love to read. It's so, people think, oh, being dyslexic, you won't want to read, you don't want to write. But actually, I loved it. It was so fun. So for me, it wasn't the fact that I was almost scared of going to English classes or not wanting to write, that fearfulness. It was more really the fact of the spellings and a few things. It was like, it was just a bit of everything. And I was like, let's just send her just in case, to receive that support. My family, Muscat-Byrne, he has dyslexia as well. So it kind of runs in the family. So dyslexia does run in any family. Yes, it does. So my mum was like, we might as well, because the support is so important for dyslexia. Because like I said, in exams and stuff, having the tools to access the exams, just as anyone else would access exams. People say, but it's not fair, it's not fair. And it most definitely is fair.
Do people actually say that? It's not fair?
Yeah.
Really?
I had a few people say, but Katie, you're so intelligent. Like, why are you getting this, rest breaks or the laptop? And I said, if I didn't have this, I wouldn't be able to access the exam like you. If I, put it in the perspective of if someone was wearing glasses, if you take off the glasses and that's not fair. They can't access that paper, can they? So you need the tools in order to access it. So.
See. Yeah. I guess it's one of those things, unless you go through it yourself, you probably don't understand. So this is it. Yeah.
It is difficult, but that's why it's important this week to spread awareness about it.
It's all about raising awareness. Yeah. What was your initial reaction when you found out?
I don't remember. If I'm being honest, I don't remember. But now as a teacher, I think it's so important to make those children with dyslexia or anyone with dyslexia feel included, feel empowered.
Of course,
because obviously it can be very demoralizing thinking, I'm not keep catching up with my peers, I'm not reading at the level that's expected. So it's kind of like, okay, how can we empower children to think that the dyslexia is a superpower, which is the whole dissertation.
By reading your dissertation.
Yeah, by reading my dissertation, give it to private.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. How long was the dissertation?
Oof, I don't know, I think
10,000 words or something?
10,000-ish words.
Seems what it is usually, yeah.
Yeah.
And here you are, back as a teacher, amazing.
As a teacher, yeah.
And can you tell, would you be able to tell?
I'm not qualified to assess, but obviously there's telltale signs, which in the events this week, it's important to, as parents, as teachers, to go just so that you can, see those signs and to check it out.
What would be your advice to someone who's, I don't know, just been diagnosed, for example?
Well, I would say to do a lot of research, because there's loads of books, there's loads of things online, and not research about, what dyslexia is exactly. No, I think it's so important to figure out how to, get in, how can I say it, hone in on those superpowers. Because if you don't realize, you're like, I'm dyslexic, I'm not good at writing. But I think it's important that you do your research and you almost inspire yourself. No? I think that's quite important.
Yeah, definitely. You mentioned some of the things here, but do you have any, I don't know, like unique traits or methods that you go about, I don't know, doing some managing your day, some day-to-day stuff?
Well, I know that once I went to uni, it was coursework-based, luckily, and I do very well in coursework, but I would start almost 2 weeks before everyone else.
Right.
And everyone's like, Katie, you're crazy. And I'm like, no, I will not be prepared at that time, because on my slow posting, it's a lot of reading, texts and articles. So I had to take that time, really absorb everything. So that I do if I have any sort of anything big writing coming up. My day-to-day life, really, if I write something, normally I will send it to my mum and be like, double check my spellings because I know it's wrong. And even when I write dyslexia, that word is the most impossible word to spell. So I know it's spelled wrong 100%. But yeah, really texting and the small little words. Sometimes when I speak in crazy long sentences that I know people are like trying to catch up on what I'm saying, but it makes no sense, which is why the laptop in school really helped, because I can go back and put a full stop and then change it all up. I'm like, to make actually people understand what I'm saying. But
of course.
yeah.
Well, Katie, you've been incredible today. Honestly, you've been such a wonderful guest.
Thank you.
And I'm sure we'll be speaking more to you in the future for sure.
Thank you very much.
And good luck with the job, and I hope it all goes well.
Perfect. Thanks.